What are the top 10 most reliable fantasy football players in the 2022 season? And I'll be showing you each player that will get you high points every single week, no matter what. Let's get into it. Number 10, Derrick Henry. It's pretty obvious that the freight train of a running back would be on this list, but because of his slow start to the 2022 season, as well as being injured for quite a bit of the 2021 season, he is a bit lower than he probably should be. The reason you can rely on Derrick Henry so much is because the Titans rely on him more than anyone else. There's no solid RB2 on the team, and on top of that, the Titans receiving core is extremely worse now that A.J. Brown and Julio Jones are gone. Number 9, Jalen Hurts. The Eagles quarterback is definitely a top 5 quarterback this season with passing and rushing yards. Hurts had an amazing start to the season, and it's only going to get better. Not to mention, the Eagles' game plan has Hurts getting the same, if not more, rushing attempts than the running backs. He also has one of the best receiving cores in the entire league, with Brown, Smith, Goddard, as well as Miles Sanders to check the ball down to. Number 8, Christian McCaffrey. Most of you are probably questioning why Christian McCaffrey isn't top 3 on this list, and it's for one reason: injuries. Lately, he hasn't been able to make it through a season without a bad injury, and this is pretty harmful to people that draft him first round. But injuries aside, McCaffrey is an amazing running back with no solid RB2 and a quarterback that is average at best. He is the only thing going for Carolina since the entire team is a flop. He also gets quite a few screens and checkdown passes. I think that if McCaffrey can stay healthy, he can finish top 3 on the season for running backs. Number 7, Travis Kelce. Now, if Tyreek Hill was still on the Chiefs, Kelce would not be on this list, but the fact that Kelce is the best receiver on his team as a tight end is just amazing. If you have a chance to draft or trade for Kelce, I definitely recommend it since he will be your best at tight end. He has a top 10 quarterback throwing to him, as well as a coach that loves to design plays just for him. Easily the best tight end in the league for fantasy. Number 6, James Conner. Now you may be questioning why James Conner is on this list, but it's pretty simple. He gets a lot of touchdowns. I watch a lot of Cardinals, and it almost annoys me how much they give the ball to Conner on the goal line. Now I know Conner has had a rough start to the season, but with Hopkins coming back week 7 and Moore finally coming back after being injured, the Cardinals will have one of the best offenses in the league, being able to get Conner a lot more touchdowns. He is also the RB1 with no solid RB2 on the team. Number 5, Nick Chubb. This is an easy pick since the Browns don't really have much going for them other than Amari Cooper and Chubb. Up until week 12 when Watson comes back, you can expect 100 plus yards per game easily. When he does come back, production might be a little bit slower, but to be honest, it's Nick Chubb. The guy's insane. His yards after contact is beyond anyone else. Chubb will finish top 3 as long as he stays healthy. Number 4, Stefon Diggs. Being Josh Allen's number 1 target on arguably the best team in the NFL already speaks for itself. Stefon isn't very injury prone and always just finds himself in the right place. On top of that, the Bills don't have a solid running game, so throwing is usually the best option. If Diggs can stay healthy, he'll be contender for Kupp and Jefferson as the best receiver. Easily top 3. Number 3, Saquon Barkley. This one's pretty obvious, but I'll explain for you weirdos. Barkley is the best running back in the league right now. He has no solid RB2 to back him up, and his quarterback is pretty mid, so he is basically the only option they have. On top of that, the receiving core is horrible with injuries, so that again, he's their best option. There is one issue. Can he stay healthy with such a heavy workload? I think with their new head coach, Barkley should be able to stay reasonably healthy since their coach knows that losing him would be losing the season, so I could definitely bet my money on Saquon Barkley to finish pretty high. Number 2, Cooper Kupp. Kupp is the reigning king at receiver with a Super Bowl team. Now the Rams may look like they're having a rough start to the year, but throughout the season they should pick things up. Either way, Cooper Kupp is always in the right position, putting up 20 plus fantasy points a game throughout the entire season. He's the best receiver to play in football right now, and he will stay that way for years. Number 1, Josh Allen. I cannot express how good Josh Allen is. This man is a running back with a cannon of an arm and the brain of Tom Brady. Josh Allen is the Bills. Without them, they would be very average. He is also not very injury prone. Last year, he hurt his foot and was in a boot for a week, and then he played that week. And with the play calling on the Bills, Josh Allen is responsible for almost 90% of their yards, rushing more than their running backs, and throwing many, many touchdowns. Not to mention, he hardly ever throws a pick and barely ever fumbles the ball. I think he had like one fumble on last season. And throughout the whole year, I think he's had, what, 2 picks? 1 pick? Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the league without debate. And for all you losers saying Patrick Mahomes, just shut up. You're probably 12. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you like this kind of content, I plan to upload once or twice a week. Please comment down below any video suggestions you have or anything about football in general. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.